Good evening, I'm Joe Podvarka for JSV Traffic with this Friday evening update. It has just been a disaster of an evening rush hour, and quite frankly it's 6:30 now and we're beyond the time frame of a normal evening rush hour. And now we're just into weekend getaway traffic. There's events going on in town, road work in New Jersey, road work getting ready to set up in the city on the drives into and out of town that run along the Schuylkill River. At 9 o'clock, they're going to be shutting down for the weekend for weekend road work and repairs. And all that traffic is going to be forced to take the Schuylkill Expressway, which is going to lead to disastrous conditions this weekend. Not to mention, we have a disaster right now, and let's just start right off with the Schuylkill Expressway. Right here at the area of the Roosevelt Expressway, both directions are just an absolute parking lot in this camera image here. And I could put this in streaming motion, and that's not going to do much justice because it's not moving much faster when I put it in streaming motion. Here it's just bumper to bumper traffic, generally from 202 all the way through there in both directions. It's easily a 1 hour delay at this time. I mean, at sometimes you're just completely stopped sitting, just wondering when you're going to start moving again. Let's go out here before 202, both directions, bumper to bumper. Here we are in the area of I-476, bumper to bumper. Let's take a look out here near Gladwin. Parking lot, each direction. Now let's take a look down here by I-676. Trying to get a little bit better. Look at this. We have opened up ever so slightly here at the area of I-676. But that's just for a quarter of a mile because we have a ridiculous delay here on I-676 in both directions. As you can see, the ramp here on the left, that's traffic trying to get on from the Schuylkill Expressway, which has backed up traffic onto the Schuylkill Expressway in both directions. And the I-676 delay, that's just ridiculous because it goes all the way to 95 still at 6:30 p.m. when usually it's starting to clear up by now. And here's 95. Look at 95, both directions, bumper to bumper in both directions from Woodhaven Road through to I-676. That, my friends, is a 13-mile 40 to 45 minute delay just because of high volumes at this point. No real accident. I mean, look at the camera here at the Betsy Ross Bridge. You can't fit another car at this point. It's just so crowded. Not sure where everybody is going tonight. It's not a holiday weekend. It is just an absolute disaster. And I'll show you this in streaming motion, which is not much better at this time. If it decides to come up, and no, it's not going to come up. Here it is. And look at that. Just crawling along 5 to 10 miles an hour in each direction. Absolutely ridiculous at this time. Here we are in the area of Cottman Avenue, both directions, bumper to bumper. Here's where the southbound side starts at Woodhaven Road. That is just a sea of red taillights. And you know what? We're backed up onto Woodhaven Road. Look real closely there. There's the end of Woodhaven Road where it dumps into 95. That's where you're going to hit a brick wall of stopped traffic. Let's move over to the Roosevelt Expressway. Is that any better? Well, no, that's no better. Look at northbound here on the Roosevelt Expressway. Bumper to bumper traffic from City Avenue all the way up through to 9th Street. And once you're on the boulevard, it's not much better. It's jammed up northbound approaching Rising Sun Avenue, then to get at Adams Avenue, then at Cottman Avenue, and then once again it's just stop and go traffic in the area of Welsh Road all the way up through to about the area of Grant Avenue just due to volumes. Then once you get into Bucks County on Route 1, that Route 1 this afternoon, that's rather crowded at this time. And it is generally bumper to bumper southbound all the way from south of 95 down through to the Pennsylvania Turnpike. This is just due to volume at this point. And you can see here, even northbound at this point is very heavy, but at least northbound is moving. Southbound is where we're seeing the big delays coming into northeast Philadelphia out of Bucks County. Let's go over to the Pennsylvania Turnpike. We have big delays on the Pennsylvania Turnpike east of Willow Grove on over through to the area of Route 1 South. I don't have the camera at this time, but there is a new camera they just installed there that does show this. And it's not working at this time. We'll look at that in the next report later on. Also going eastbound on the Turnpike, it's just jammed up from east of Valley Forge on over through to the area of the Fort Washington interchange. There's about a 12-mile backup at this time. And if you look real closely, you can see the backed up traffic coming off the Blue Route this time. And we're going to follow that delay back. Here on the Blue Route, going northbound is generally jammed from the area of Germantown Pike on up through to the ramp to the eastbound Pennsylvania Turnpike. Also at this time, it's generally stop and go from the area of just south of the Schuylkill Expressway on up through about 1 mile north of the Schuylkill Expressway, just due to a lot of merging volumes in that area. Southbound on the Blue Route, we have gotten a little bit better. It's no longer backed up from the area of Mid-County, but south of Mid-County and south of Germantown Pike, it does start to slow up, and it's just generally slow to even at times stop and go all the way down through to I-95, which is still about a 17-mile delay at this point due to high volumes. Here we are in the area of the Schuylkill Expressway. It's gotten a little bit better at this time, but for the most part, like I said, it's just generally backed up all the way down through to the point of 95. And here we are south of Bryn Mawr Avenue. And look at southbound here. It's just solid traffic headed down to Delaware County, because once you get to 95, 95 itself going southbound will go to that area. It is generally stop and go from the area of 420 through to 320. Northbound on 995 is generally jammed at this time from the Delaware state line all the way up through to the Blue Route, where northbound on the Blue Route, it is still slow. In fact, from 95 on up through to north of Exit 5, we have about a 5.5 mile delay due to volume at this time. If you're traveling on 202, we have several delays to report. First of all, it is slow at the merge approaching Church Road there, where the new 3 lanes merge down to the old 2 lanes, which are still in the process of being widened to 3 lanes. And then it is generally slow in the other direction, generally from 401 on up through to the split where it goes off the 3 lanes. That's about a 1 mile delay, not too bad. Where it is really bad is approaching the area of 422 over through to I-76. We have about a 20-minute backup just to do 2 stinking miles to get on I-76 because of how bad I-76 is this afternoon. If you're traveling on the area of 422, yeah, traffic's still slow going westbound, generally from about 23 on out through to about the area of Oaks, and then in Oaks it comes to a complete stop just because of high volumes, and it generally remains stop and go on out through to this point at 29. If you're traveling on the Northeast Extension north this afternoon, it is generally slow between the area of Mid-County on up through to about Lansdale, but not as bad as some other Fridays that we have seen because of the brick wall of traffic trying to get onto the eastbound turnpike. Over into the Lehigh Valley we'll quickly go. We're not going to go over everything here, but just to give you a general idea of what's going on up here, we have a lot of bumper-to-bumper traffic. 78 West is generally jammed approaching the 22 split, on out through to west of 100 just because of high volumes. And if you're traveling on 78 East, it is slow between east of 412 and through to the area of 33. 22 East is just an absolute disaster this evening. From east of Route 309 all the way over to Airport Road, then again from 512 over to 33, and westbound is backed up from Airport Road on over through to 145. Now over to New Jersey we go. We have a big situation going on in New Jersey Turnpike northbound. 2 weekends ago, the northbound outer lanes were open for business. We now have 6 lanes going northbound. Well, they decided today they need to do some further road work on the outer lanes. And now the outer lanes are shut down, and this has caused a mass area of confusion. People now are traveling there to expect, well, the outer lanes should be open. Well, no, that's not the case. They're closed today. And because of that, more people have intended to take the New Jersey Turnpike thinking that they're open, and we have a major delay going northbound. Generally from interchange 7 on up through to 8A, we currently have a large backup of 18.5 miles, which is taking about 1 hour to do so. And here we are here on the left. That's the northbound lanes. Outer lanes are open, but only 1 lane is open for the outer lanes at this time. And therefore, just avoid the New Jersey Turnpike, whatever you can do. Maybe head over for Route 1 or Route 130, or even 33 over to 130, or I-195 over to Route 130. But whatever you can do, avoid the northbound New Jersey Turnpike. Southbound is doing fantastic right now because we do have 6 lanes available going southbound at this time. Okay, we have other problems in New Jersey this evening. We have an accident on I-95 southbound approaching the Delaware River at the Scudder's Falls Bridge in Ewing Township. The left lane is blocked, and there is a 10 to 15 minute delay at this time. Also, we have a drawbridge open on New Jersey 73 northbound at Tacony-Palmyra Bridge in Palmyra. 10 to 15 minute delay. Use caution. All lanes are closed at this time. We also have delays on US 1 southbound from the area of Alexander Road through to Harrison Street. That's due to volume. We have big delays on I-287 southbound approaching exit 34 in 663 due to an earlier accident which was just cleared. We also have delays on I-287 southbound from exit 6 County Route 655 in Washington Avenue in Passaic Township and New Jersey Durham Road. We also have delays on I-80 in multiple directions between the Pennsylvania state line and New Jersey I-287. That's just due to volume, and a lot of people headed over to the Poconos. We still do have some residual delays on 42 in both directions in Belmar, but at this time in the camera, they are appearing to be clearing out quite a bit. And on 295, things are getting much better this afternoon. Especially on the southbound side, things are now moving freely. Here we are on the New Jersey Turnpike, northbound in the area of 73. We still do have heavy volumes heading up northbound at this far south, which is not good considering we have that big delay up ahead. So that delay up ahead, that's not going anywhere anytime soon until we can loosen up some of this inflow volume that's flowing into that delay. Other than that, mass transit's doing great. We do have some problems on the bridges. As I said, Tacony-Palmyra Bridges currently has an opening. Benjamin Franklin Bridge westbound looks more like a morning rush hour this time. It's just bumper-to-bumper traffic from New Jersey all the way over through to 8th and Vine. That's because of the major delays on the Vine Street Expressway West out to get to the Schuylkill Expressway. Walt Whitman Bridge East, that is now moving freely. I'm Joe Vodvarka for JSV Traffic.